If you're on a budget and you're looking for an electric scooter that's got lots of power and lots of features, you might want to take a look at the Isinwheel GT2 800 watt. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and yeah, I've got an electric scooter for you today, maybe just in time for Christmas because this thing ships from the US and ships very fast. I think I got mine in 4 days. This one comes from a company called Isinwheel or Isinwheel. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but they make electric bikes, electric scooters, electric skateboards, and I have reviewed a couple of their products here before on the channel. In fact, the scooter that I reviewed is probably my favorite of the smaller scooters. Now, I've tested and reviewed several different scooters, everything from the small, just, basic stuff like you see in the city, the Bird and the Lime, those types of scooters, all the way up to the Ultron X3, which was a beast, or is a beast. It goes 55 miles per hour. And it's also a very big beast. This thing is not something you're going to be able to store in a condo like I live. You have to find a place to store it. And for most people, it's probably got just way, way too much power. I believe I described it on my review as slightly terrifying. So having tested the large scooters that are power beasts down to the basic scooters, I was really looking for something in between, that Goldilocks, right? I wanted something that had enough power, because I'm 195 and we've got a lot of hills around here, to get me up those hills and not like just inching at the top of them. I didn't want that. And something that doesn't have the potential to pop wheelies and throw me off of it every time I hit the throttle. Not to mention cost, because if you're talking about those big ones, you're talking $3,000, $4,000, maybe even $5,000. And if you're talking about the small ones, $200-300. So I really wanted something in between. When I saw that Isinwheel had put out a new scooter, the GT2, I was pretty stoked. I was thinking that just looks just right. Unfortunately, they didn't reach out to me to do a review, but fortunately for me, Black Friday rolled around and I was like, oh dude, the MSRP on their website is $999.99, so $1,000, and $729.99. It's actually still on that sale right now for a Christmas sale, because there's a $30 off coupon that gets applied in the cart, and that makes it $699. So at $699, I was like, yeah, I definitely pulled the trigger on that. If you look at the prices of these scooters, you'll see that things out there that are $700 that are woefully underfeatured compared to this, and some that have features that are similar to this are $1,200 or more. So I was like, okay, now this is reasonable. So they have 2 to 3 business days delivery, UPS and FedEx. They do have a buy now, pay later free installment thing, 30-day return policy, and a 1-year warranty service, which is great. Let's go over some specs. It has an 800 watt motor in it, which even a lot of electric bikes don't have that big of a motor. They're claiming 28 miles max range. We'll talk about that in a bit. 28 mile per hour top speed. It's very close to that. 48 volt, 15 AH battery capacity, 5 to 7 hour charging time, and max load on this is 330 pounds. Of course, there are more specifications on the site if you want to look through those. It has 3 riding modes. Eco mode is 0 to 10 miles per hour, standard mode is 0 to 18 miles per hour, and turbo mode is 0 to 28 miles per hour. You got 42.9 to 53.9 inch in adjustable height on the stem and the handlebars. It only weighs 53 pounds, which a lot of times scooters that are in this class or that have these feature sets on them with the bigger wheels and stuff, they can be, oh man, 120, 150 pounds. It does have an intelligent BMS, which is a battery management system, very important. 11-inch off-road tires, which the average is 8 inches, maybe 10 inches. It has an aluminum frame that's lightweight and guarantees exceptional body durability, even in the most extreme conditions. A dual suspension system on here. It's equipped with, as they say, a state-of-the-art front and rear suspension system. So most of these that have suspension or shocks on them have like a little arm that reaches out, and then there's one shock that's inside there that's a hydraulic shock, and basically it helps that pivot arm, right? This one, you've got the pivot arm, but you've also got shocks on either side of it. A little different design, and to me, they're a little bit stiff. I saw somebody else say that the front shocks aren't real. I think they're all 4 real, just that they're pretty stiff, which they may wear in over time, I don't know. They do have a detachable seat, which is a separate thing. The LED display on this thing, it's beautiful. The GT2's LED digital display goes beyond expectations, providing real-time information at your fingertips. Keep track of your speed, battery, power, voltage, drive mode, lighting systems, and much more. The display on this is probably one of the nicest displays that I've seen on there. The refresh rate of this display is, I guess it's a little bit slow, so certain cameras that have rolling shutters make it look all, funky, like it's glitching or something, but it does not. It looks great in person. It's just the effect of the camera. Hydraulic brakes on here, front and back, which is nice, and 1-step folding makes it really easy to fold it down and store it in small, narrow spaces, including the handlebars actually folding down, which is nice because I, again, live in a condo, so finding a place to put something like this Yeah, this thing is super easy to assemble because those handlebars fold down and it just all goes into the box the way it is. The only thing you have to assemble is putting the headlight on it and a lot of cutting of straps and stuff when you pull it. Well, let's do this. Let's go ahead and show you taking it out of the box and putting it together. It's only going to take 2 minutes. Then we'll do a little ride and talk, come back and give you my final impression. So starting off up here at the top, look at that display, man. It is just super nice. Over here, your controls, we've got your horn. We can turn your lights on, which also shows on the display. And you can change your speeds up and down. Also, you got a mode button here. Right back here, this switch right here, you can go like that to use your signals that way or that way. And right in the middle, oops, right in the middle, you got no signal. And man, those nice big fat tires on this thing. Dual disc brakes. Nice light there in the front. And this is quite a bit different than the other locking mechanisms that I've seen. You just loosen that and tighten it. That's all you got to do, and then it rolls right down. And of course your clip is right back here to hold that. And I just leave my handlebars to where they should be to lock right into that. Flip it back like that and they pop right up. Very nice. Then of course we also have those blue lights right there on the deck. This is where you're going to plug it in, and when you're done charging, you just pop that right back over like that. One thing to note though, I feel like this might be aluminum up here, but the undercarriage of this is like a polycarbonate material. I mean, you know, as long as I'm not off-roading and jumping off jumps, that should be fine. But yeah, just something to know. Alrighty, got this thing all ready to go. We're just going to turn that on. You see the display comes on and shows you everything that's available on the display, runs through that little thing, and now we're ready to go. I'm in standard mode. If I want to hit this, then I can go up to the third assist mode. And if I want to go down, I can do that as well. Eco, standard, and turbo. Got your throttle right here, your front brake and your back brake right there. Everything is ready to go. .23 miles per hour right off the bat, man. Not a problem. And when you hit that throttle on this thing, it takes off. But unlike the other one that I had, it doesn't want to throw you off as soon as you hit the throttle. Yeah, I mean, hey, I understand. You might want that big power, but it's one of those things, it can be unnerving, all right? But with this one, it's a little bit mellow, but once it takes off, boy, it takes off. Now, on some of these scooters, the wheels are pretty hard, like the ones that I have that they're airless rubber. And even a street like this could feel pretty rough, but it's nice and smooth on this one. And you can switch your speeds while you're riding just by hitting this right here. So I was in turbo mode, this is standard, and eco mode. Eco mode is, you know, chill. This is it, I'm full throttle right now in eco mode. We'll go up to standard. Oh, definitely a pickup right there. Now, this is not necessarily an off-road scooter, but just taking it through a little bit of off-road here. You know, if you've got a little bit of sand and gravel and stuff, it's not a problem. And that was just on standard mode. You know, I wasn't even turboing it there, so not too bad. Now, personally, I do not like cruise control. I don't like that it kicks in automatically, so I turned that off. And I also made this so that it's zero start, so I don't have to push it to get it started. I can just stand on it and go. Right up a hill. One thing I did notice, while they do have knurling on here, and you can get a really good grip on it, I just stop every once in a while and check to make sure that these are tightened, because they do loosen up a little bit after a little bit of time. You know, it's not that big of a deal. It would be nice if they'd lock on there a little better. Now, a surface like that can be no fun on a lot of scooters. This one, we're gonna see how it does, but I mean, we got shocks, we've got the big wheels on here, so let's check it out. I mean, you know, you're gonna hear some vibration in my voice, but totally doable, totally doable. And worth it for what we're about to see. It's a tall scooter, so do watch your head on some stuff like that overhang. Yep. Totally worth it. Look at that. She's a beaut. Now, one thing I am going to do, I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to loosen up the screws on this and turn this a little bit towards me, but I just left it as is because I want you to see it as it came out of the box. All right, I'm in standard mode. I'm going to put this in turbo mode, so that is the highest speed that it goes, and let's just see, we're on a good straightaway. It's a little bit of an incline. So 26.5 miles per hour is the, well, that's as fast as I get it to go. Now I do weigh 195, so that is gonna factor into it, but that's not too bad, man. If you claim 28 miles per hour and I can get 26.5, I'm pretty happy with that. And there's a little bit of wind today, and that was on a little bit of an incline on that road. So yeah, this is a nice scooter, especially for the price. You know, if you start looking, you're gonna find that things like GoTrax, it's 800 bucks for something that doesn't even have nearly the features, maybe not even suspension, definitely not the power or speed. That 800 watt motor, that's important, because when you start looking at these, yeah, 350 watt, maybe 500 watt motor, but 800 watts is what you'll get on an e-bike, or maybe even less. So that's pretty good. So again, right now it's $729.99, and there's a $30 coupon that gets applied when you put it in the basket. The handlebar lock, I feel like that could improve a little bit. It does have knurling on there, and yes, you can tighten it on there, but I have found after, you know, 5 or 6 miles or so, I want to stop and just check those. They don't always come loose, and maybe sometimes I didn't tighten it all the way or something like that, but sometimes I do have to tighten them. They do snap in place. When you pop them up, they snap up there, and then you tighten those cuffs, but I don't think they're going to stay there if the cuff comes all the way loose. The deck on this is shorter than you're going to find in some of the more expensive ones, that like the Ultron X3, but it is wider than your standard scooters, you know what I mean? So to me, it's very comfortable. I have no problem placing my feet on there, and they feel very secure. Again, the suspension is good. I feel like it's a little bit tight, and I don't see any way to loosen that on these. On the hydraulic ones, you can actually adjust the tension on the spring. These, you cannot do that. Maybe they'll wear in over time. And with these bigger tires, I'll just say this, I didn't have any problem going over bumps or anything else. And there is a little bit of play to the suspension, just not quite, you know, that kind of thing. Top speed on this is claimed 28 miles per hour. And in the video that you saw there, I got 26.5. I have actually gotten 29 miles per hour in this on a flat road with very little wind. So, I mean, you know, but hey, listen, I'm happy with 26.5. If you don't go that fast on a scooter or skateboard, you might not realize that that's pretty fast. But it definitely tops out at that 28, 29 mile per hour. The 11-inch pneumatic wheels on here make a huge difference. They say that they're self-healing. I haven't had any experiences with any problems with them, so okay, sure, I'll go with that. And last, the range. They claim the range at 28 miles. You might be able to get that if you're a 165-pound rider on flat roads with no wind, that type of thing. That's usually how they test these types of things. Personally, I'm 195. I have a lot of hills around here and stuff. I'm getting between 20 and 25 miles for full range on it. And I still have a little bit of battery left when I get home. I don't like to ride these things until the battery's completely depleted, but yeah, hey, 20 miles, 25 miles, still very respectable. And that's dealing with wind on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, which we have a lot of, and hills and things like that. Is it the perfect scooter? No, it's not. But the perfect scooter might cost you $3,000 to $5,000. I don't know. You know, I still haven't found the perfect scooter yet. For me, the size, the power, the features that it has on it, including that LED display, those are really big deals, especially for the price. Again, do your shopping and find out the prices on these things. This is not an affiliate video or anything. I bought this one. So like I said, they could work on that locking system for the handlebars. I think the bottom undercarriage of that thing, you might want that to be metal, you know, I mean, especially if you're going to claim it to be off-road, that type of thing. But again, I think that with the feature set that it's got on here and its abilities, it's worth 700 bucks. And I would imagine that if you ordered it very soon, you would have it by Christmas. Mine came to me in about 4 days. They shipped from a US warehouse. So there you go. That's the Isinwheel GT2 800 watt off-road electric scooter. And I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. If you like what you see, give this video a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, there is a red subscribe button down there and a notification bell. If you click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. This channel's been around since 2013. I've always shared my passions with you on this channel. And over the last couple of years, the electric mobility world has just, oh man, blown my mind. I love all this stuff. And I actually use the sun to charge some of these things. Yeah, I use solar power and solar panels and generators and things like that. I also feature those here on the channel. So if you haven't checked out some of the other content on here, including electric guitars, please do. You might find something you like. Either way, I just really, really want to thank you for your support. It's very humbling to me. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.